Just a moment ago, the two empresses were bidding each other farewell. But in the next moment, they turned hostile, fighting for the affection of a man. Unbeknownst to Zeroyan, people from other realms far away had set their sights on her bloodline. At this moment, outside a mysterious realm in a distant place, a group of old men sat around a round table. Among them, a massive crystal summoned the spirit of a holy fox. I am the spirit of the holy fox guarding the sacred site of humans. Awakened by you. Zdizuan, your human imperial bloodline has awakened. Your daughter, Zeroyan, also awakened her imperial bloodline. The holy fox suddenly paused. You didn't bring her with you. Where did she awaken her bloodline? This statement reverberated through the dark void like thunder. The people around opened their eyes, excitedly shouting to quickly search for Zdizuan's daughter, Zeroyan. If they found her and connected her with their clan's descendants, it would be extraordinary. An elder said, since you asked Lord Shui to help save your daughter and son-in-law, why didn't you bring your granddaughter along? The current head of the Shui family, sitting on a throne of flowing water in the void, heard this and couldn't help but regret. Meanwhile, within the secret realm, Zdizuan's expression darkened. Looking at the holy fox, he asked, what about my other children? The holy fox presented images of his son dying in battle. Witnessing this, Zdizuan's pupils contracted, sighing that only Iran was left. While the awakening of Zeroyan's power was a joyous occasion, he couldn't bring himself to smile. Held in his arms, Shuarian clung tightly to his clothes, sobbing softly. Unable to stand on her own, she could only lean against her husband to avoid falling. Gritting his teeth, Zdizuan said, her situation has been completely exposed. Many will attempt to find her. After hearing this, Shuarian regained her composure. She looked up at her husband with eyes filled with determination. Taking a deep breath, Zdizuan stared into the distant space. As if his gaze could penetrate time and space to see his daughter. Meanwhile, the sacred dragon relic, gliding through the void, was approaching the sacred demon domain. The size of the sacred demon domain was indeed twice that of the dual polar domain. While the dual polar domain had other powers besides the East Flame Empire and the Celestial Mechanism Pavilion. The entire realm was under the control of Luofanai. And the so-called original demon nation was unexpectedly vast and massive. Approaching the sacred demon domain, Zeroyan finally understood this. Luofanai smirked and chuckled at the thought of being the emperor of the sacred demon domain. As a sacred demon, she inherently had significant suppression over other demonic races within the domain. However, thinking about this place, Luofanai suddenly felt a bit nervous. During this period, Luofanai had been learning alongside Zeroyan. She understood that being an emperor was not as simple as she had imagined. Luofanai's head suddenly received a chop from Xiao Tian. And Xiao Tian asked, aren't we going to your hometown? Why are you getting nervous now? Speaking of this, Xiao Tian raised his hand and struck several times consecutively. Luofanai, holding her head, looked at Xiao Tian with flirtatious eyes. Instantly perking up. Zeroyan watched the scene, covering her face and shaking her head lightly. Suddenly, everyone felt a slight tremor on the ground. At the same time, inside the sacred dragon relic, Long Qiudao timely reported to Xiao Tian. Lord, we have arrived in the sacred demon domain.